I've talked to several of you this week about um, how to use your Fit3 data to run challenges, whether you're doing like a 6 or 8 week challenge. We know we work with a lot of F45 clients, Fit Body Bootcamp, a number of you. And so, based on that chat, I just wanted to record this because the AI tools now are amazing. All the data you get from Fit3d, you could upload into these systems. And rather than spending hours and hours, I've heard you all that you get these raw data sheets like this, where you have all the names and the scan dates. Even if you would filter the data like you've done before, right? Like if you want to do it based off, let's say you do names, right? So if you did like a pivot table and found someone's right emails, like even if you went through this, it's still a lot of work to say that, hey, this person had 2 scans and they lost the most weight. But as you know, a lot of the dashboards out there are very single oversimplified, right? They don't really take into account how hard it is to run a challenge. Because like there's weight loss, there's inches lost, there's muscle mass gain, there's change in your body shape based on your starting body composition number. And so what we are telling people to do, because it gives you a lot more freedom and range and personalized to your clients, you know your customers, right? Is upload this into an AI tool. So I'm going to show you this in real time, right? So rather than going to the Excel, running extra formulas, which takes hours, I'm going to show you this in real time. So this is the data set I just showed you. I'm going to say I am the gym owner who ran an 8-week challenge. Look through the data and give me the top 2 winners for the following categories. So most inches lost, most body fat percentage lost, and most muscle gain. So these are just a few, but instead of me doing the work, I'm going to ask AI to read the file and give me the winners. And so it literally probably takes about 30 seconds. I'm going to show you here in real time. But what I like about this is if you think about this before you start your challenge, you likely have like 4 winners. And so it motivates people at different ranges versus just having a single one. The last thing we'll try is if you want to try up a personalized weighted like formula, you can do some point things. And this is well that you could explore as well. And I would recommend checking this on the file just to make sure there's no weird hallucinations. But this is a great example, right? So it's saying Chris lost the most inches around the waist. It's saying the highest body fat drop is this person, John Smith. The most muscle mass is Taylor Brown, right? And depending on what you're trying to prove with your marketing, you can grab these people, get their 3D scans. And that's how we have things like this client who posted, on Instagram, like last year. But a lot of the people that have challenges that I just quickly post on Instagram, they're showing visually, this is what my program does. And it's great to have the 3D scans and the data to back it up. So back to this thing, let's try one more thing. So this is a quick way to get your answers. You can go to Chris Moore, back to your data set, right? Search for it. Sorry, I was doing a demo for someone yesterday in Russian. And so if I look up Chris Moore, and obviously I've looked this up already, I can see that his changes in, like he had the biggest changes in weight, but also is going to have that larger change that we discussed in body fat percentage. And you could also do maybe a different way. So if you want to do weight, we go back in here and say, let's try a new scoring formula. 2 points for pounds lost, 4 points for muscle gained pounds, and there's maybe something else. So let's do 1 point for each pound of visceral fat loss. Who is the winner? And so now you have your ability to create a custom scoring metric, which will maybe normalize like the difference of, it's easier for someone with more subcutaneous or visceral fat to lose that compared to someone that's more on the leaner side. So you can come up with a custom formula that will do something that you feel is more winning. So the cool thing is here now is we have a new winner that wasn't any of the other ones. And so in this way, you can have some really cool ways to look at your data. And you can see we did this whole thing in 5 minutes, right? We didn't have to go through the data, double check it. But my point is this is an amazing tool. And then what I would do from a marketing side is find these people's scans, let them know, but then use it as like a visual proof that like, look at the transformation winners I've had. Not only you've had one winner, usually in fact, like this sample data I had 192 members. You might have more than that, you might have less than that. You really have 192 winners, right? And so each of those people who get permission, document their transformation visually, post it on social media, and use this as marketing fuel for your next challenge, right? From a revenue operations side, you want to document these amazing wins, make it easy. But my main point here is now that we give you access to all the data in Fit3d, you don't have to pay a third party to do your challenges anymore. You can do this yourself. These tools are amazing, and you should take advantage of it. Hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.